Brianne Johnson here. I'm an actress based in LA. One of this year's nominees is The Theory of Everything. Within that movie, Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones playing Jane Hawking and Stephen Hawking. I thought the cast was very well put together, that these actors worked very nicely together and they had a great chemistry, all of the relationships all around, especially between Jane and Stephen. They were a believable couple. It was well done. Spoiler alerts, if you don't want to know what happens in the movie, stop watching. I felt genuinely bad for both characters for the struggles that they had to go through. And this is gonna be a weird thing to say, but I never thought at any point where I would think adultery would be acceptable in a certain circumstance. Because of his disability, she goes through a lot of years without being able to be intimate with him, and because he can't provide that, eventually he gives her his blessing to go and find intimacy with someone else so she can have that. It was such an odd concept to wrap your brain around, but at the same time it's like you feel so bad for these characters, you can't imagine it not being okay as long as it's okay with both the partners. I thought that was something that expanded my mind, made me think about things a little bit differently. I'm really glad I had the experience of watching this movie and getting to learn the history of Stephen Hawking and Jane Hawking a little bit better. Felicity Jones did a wonderful job. I always believed that she was a loving and committed partner, and that even when the struggles came, she found a way to overcome them. For the lemons in life that she got, she still pulled through, managed to come out on a good side of things. I felt like Felicity Jones gave a very genuine performance. It was very moving, and I felt like she was also very honest, and even in her dark thoughts, even her desire to want to find intimacy with another man, she wasn't expecting him to live very long, and that probably she would be released from this responsibility from her love down the line, and it never happened, and he ended up being healthy and in mind and for a long life. So in a way you kind of feel bad for her because she didn't know how long of a thing she'd be getting into with this, and it ended up getting to the point where she kind of had to take care of him like a child. Not that anything was childish about his mind at all, but that his body, he couldn't do things that she had to do for him. I kind of feel like this is the one situation where doing what she did is okay. It's understandable and it's acceptable, and I wouldn't judge her in the least. And so I think she gave a moving performance. And then there is Eddie Redmayne, who did Stephen Hawking. And first off, let's examine the level of the challenge that this role was. It challenged the actor intellectually, it challenged the actor physically, it challenged the actor spiritually, I'd imagine, to figure out this kind of acceptance. I bet this was a very high degree of difficulty type of role to do well, and he did. All the way down to, obviously he changed his appearance, but even the way he had to contort his body to appear that way. He said he worked with dancers to help them figure out how to shorten the muscles. Then he challenged himself intellectually. He would try and do research on astronomy. He had to learn how to bridge together those gaps to figure out what Stephen Hawking was talking about. And then there's the spiritual plane. Where can you go in your mind to figure out a place where you can accept your spouse finding intimacy with other people because you can't provide that for that person, and to have a loving relationship anyway. I thought that was very big of him, very inspiring, and to challenge yourself to find that area of you that is that accepting and that unconditionally loving is truly inspiring. I thought Eddie Redmayne embodied all of these things very well. The way he looked, the way he acted, even down to the way he had to talk, it was impressive what he did. So I really enjoyed their performances. They're definitely in consideration in my opinion. I'm really excited to see what happens. If you like what I had to say, please subscribe. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks for watching.